Good morning, everybody. Today is March 31st, 2020, and I just wanted to share a little message with you today. Hopefully you can hear me. This is from the Moonology deck, Oracle deck, and I absolutely love this deck. It gives a lot of insightful information. A couple messages that came out today was work through your fears, which is new moon in Scorpio. And adjustments are required, third quarter moon. Now, what I'm getting from this is just to work through your fears. What is it that you're fearing? Ask yourself those questions of, what is it that I'm fearing? What is it that I'm fearing most? What is it that I need to work through? What are some of the negative thought forms that might be coming up in the mind, and try to really examine what it is that you're thinking, how you're thinking, what thoughts come into the mind, what you dwell on, what you're fearing, and work through those things. Really ask yourself those questions. Really ask yourself what it is that you need to work on within yourself so that you can begin to transmute and dissolve those fears and to overcome those fears, or things that are, maybe coming into your mind that you might feel a little bit doubtful, either in yourself or in what you're doing. Transmutation of those fears into love and into positive thoughts so that you can have a better mindset. Those are just some thoughts that were coming to me that I wanted to speak on, especially with these cards coming out. And it's not to dwell on it. It's to kind of examine it for your own selves. It's to be able to take that fear that you're feeling and to transmute it into love, into positive thoughts, into positive vibes within yourself, so that you can live a better and more fulfilled life for you and others. To love yourself and to just shine your light through. I mean, it really does come from within. And if you're constantly stuck in negativity, if you're constantly stuck in negative thought forms, or you dwell on it too long, it really does lower your vibration in a sense that you kind of get stuck in that pattern, but you can overcome it, and you can transmute it into positive thoughts. If a negative thought comes into your mind, just, you do have to observe it, and you do have to ask yourself why it is coming up. You do have to examine it. It's just not to dwell on it, and to transmute it and say, is this really my thought? Is this really my desires? Is this really what I am, wanting to live my life like? And if it is not, if it's not truly you, and if it's not truly your thought, or if it's not truly your desire to be in that negativity, then change it. Put a positive thought. Once you feel a negative thought, or you hear, or you see, or any negativity, transmute it into positive. Transmute it into something that will bring you joy and bring you love in your life. And I'm also going to read from the book what these cards' messages are. Might have some more insightful messages to add to that. And I thank you for listening, and I thank you for watching. And I hope this resonates with you. If it does not, then just pass on by. If it does, then I hope that this helps you in the areas that you need help with. And I do thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. It does help. And I just want to read from the book real quick. Adjustments are no, not that one. Well, maybe that one. Adjustments are required, third quarter moon. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there's also a lot of negativity and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which you need to release into the ethers. This card also comes with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change of course is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of, so pay attention. Wow, I swear to goodness I did not read this before. I did not read this before what I had just said. Wow. That is total confirmation of what I just said a little bit ago. And wow. Attuned to the moon, I am reevaluating the situation. Plus 2 for that card to come up at this time. I mean, it's March 31st. It's Tuesday, 2020. And what we are all facing and going through at this time worldwide. Like, wow. What a confirmation. Because it says a change of course is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now, which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of, so pay attention. Wow. I cannot believe that. And I swear to goodness, I let these cards fall out. I did not pick them. They fell out of the deck after I shuffled them. And I just didn't want to make this a huge, long video with the shuffling part. So, wow. Okay, additional meanings for this card. Your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing your issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Transmuting the energies. It's definitely changing the plan for sure. Something new and exciting is around the corner, so stay positive. Trust may be required to move the situation forwards. Trust may be required to move the situation forwards. Yes, trust is the key. All right, the teaching of this card. At the time of the third quarter moon, we know where we have been. But where are we going? The moon is now a half moon and slipping away from us as she catches less and less light, moving towards her full disappearance at new moon. It's a time of falling away and a time to reevaluate. No matter when you draw this card, the teaching is to release and to trust. Oh, if that ain't a lesson to learn there. For myself as well. So, alrighty. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Let's see what this card has to say. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns. But it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought, and emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Well, I don't know who here, needs to hear this, but it says, attune to the moon, have some sexy time, which, maybe not full on. I am not encouraging that. You take this how this resonates. Maybe it means different things for different people. So, additional meanings for this card. Time to let go of a grudge you're holding. That's some good advice. Move on from jealousy. Also some good advice. Stop being obsessive. Could it be you're being paranoid? Well, these are some questions that we need to ask ourselves. And then make an investment. make an investment in yourself by going deep into the body, the mind, and the spirit by asking yourself some of these questions. The teaching is Scorpio is a sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light. And the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests you need to do that now. Yeah, it's definitely not easy doing the shadow work or facing your fears. But it is definitely essential for all of us to do that so that we can transmute that energy into a positive thought forms, positive way of thinking, letting go of self-doubt, letting go of fear of death, letting go of, any other fears that come up. I mean, we all have different fears. We all have different things we're facing at this time. So I just hope that this resonates with you, whoever needs to hear this message. And it is a timeless message. It is for the collective, and this is for educational and learning purposes, and for entertainment purposes. So take what resonates with you. I feel that these two cards, when I first pulled them, I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. What does Spirit have to say to us today? And this is what they have to say to us. And whether you want to do this, it's completely up to you. You have free will to do what you want with your lives and what you want to do in this life. But this is a positive message. This is not all dark and gloomy. But sometimes we have to get through the darkness inside of ourselves in order to, transmute it into the light so that it will shine from within outward. So I thank you. And I hope you like this message. If you wouldn't mind sharing, and subscribing, that would be great. And I wish you all the best. Namaste.